Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the weekly intuitive astrology reading for April 24th to April 30th. I feel like I'm already at the end of May, timeline wise. You'll also notice the ambiance is a little different. I've started to get rid of some furniture. I've also just been in a mood lately, and so this is just the vibe I'm in. So we're just going to hang out in this vibe together while we're doing this reading, okay? For those of you guys who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. They do all of those things, help the video circulate and help other people find the video as well. So yeah, please do that. I appreciate it. For those of you guys who are new, normally what I do is I go over the astrology of what's going on and I give you my 2 cents on it. And then I do a collective message or reading and then I focus on the elementals. I don't know if I'm going to follow that format. I'm just gonna see what happens here. I'm just gonna vibe. I'm just gonna flow. Okay. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the energy we're being asked to embrace anyway. With collectively speaking, with where we're at with these eclipses, Mercury retrograde, this whole new era energy, the North Node, and everything like that. And I feel like this week, like we're just getting deeper and deeper into that vibe, and so I'm just embracing it and encouraging you to embrace it as well. So the first thing that I want to mention, just the things that I've been intuiting and feeling with the shifts that are taking place, particularly this week with Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde is interesting. It feels a little different than I would have initially anticipated. And it's going to be different for everybody as far as how you're dealing with it, how it's manifesting for you. And I think because of some other aspects that we have going on, first of all, the signs that are really prominent: Aries, Pisces, Taurus, Cancer. Those are the biggest those are like the biggest the most significantly impacted signs this week, where we have a lot of celestial bodies in those signs creating aspects: Aries, Pisces, Taurus, and Cancer. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I'm still having like waves of like nausea from my own purging. Excuse me. And that Cancer mixed with Taurus, and then like, especially all this like Aries energy too, and Mars is really active right now. Excuse me. um it has this feeling with Mercury retrograde, like not necessarily fights or even miscommunications. I actually feel like there's a lot of very honest divulgence of what people are experiencing. Like I think it's almost a time where we're actually really uncomfortable with how we're communicating, which can like have like that can definitely be part of that retrograde effect, right? Like feeling like almost anxious or uncomfortable with how much you're saying, how much you're divulging. Like that's kind of what keeps coming to me for the collective, especially with this week. Um, like there's an emotional vulnerability, sensitivity, where if you're like the slightest bit uncomfortable, which we're all going to be a little uncomfortable with this eclipse energy because we're supposed to be, we're being asked to be uncomfortable. It's like you just can't help but speak on that discomfort and just like share what it is that you're feeling and what you're experiencing. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it doesn't feel like fighting to me. It doesn't feel like miscommunication. People might like try to get into their combative energy with you. There's actually a little bit of Mars Uranus like aggravation, but I feel like Mercury and Cancer and Saturn Pisces, there's such a sensitivity as well. So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see how that manifests in everybody's life. But I feel like Mercury, the effect of Mercury, there's this very just honest divulgence of like, oh my God, I'm just saying it, I'm just saying it, I'm just saying, I'm just saying it. Here you go, I'm just saying it. I hope this video is not too dark for you guys. I know it's like a different vibe. I just the light is so bright for me right now, and I just want candles around me. So we're just gonna roll with this, okay? Um, so there's that component to this week and the energy that we're in right now. There's this other energy of needing to embrace the future, right? Needing to be very open and receptive, embracing the future. We've been in this for a little bit. The eclipses are really amplifying that and really hitting that home for us. And especially Saturn Pisces, because Saturn Pisces is actually, oh, hold on, getting getting a weird feeling on my leg. Saturn Pisces is sextile the Sun and sextile the North Node. Both of them are in Taurus, which means they are supporting each other, right? Saturn is helping us to usher us into the future, usher us into the next steps, this new era, this new level of sensitivity. And really, Saturn's asking us to go with the flow, to be receptive to that, to be adaptable to that, and to not look back. To not look back. The old is gone. The old is gone. Some of you might notice this in different ways. You might notice that you don't use certain words that you used to use or that people used to use. Or that belief systems are suddenly changed, like because we are going through some timeline changes as well, and you might really notice that, and it's like, oh, we're not in that reality anymore. Those rules don't apply, or we're not doing that anymore, or that's not who I am anymore, or that's not what this is about anymore. Um, and it's uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. It's different. And part of that discomfort and really being asked to embrace the new and embrace the future is also this push that a lot of us are already feeling, and it's probably going to get amplified too as time goes on, especially as we start to approach the full moon Scorpio eclipse, which is like death rebirth, right? Talk about change. Um, Being the person, the version of you that you were uncomfortable to be, living the life you are uncomfortable to live. And like not uncomfortable in a way where it's like damaging to you. I mean uncomfortable like rising to that version of yourself, embracing that version of yourself. And I feel like it's not even like a hierarchical thing. It's not like this version is like superior to who you've been. It's a more vulnerable version of you. It's a more authentic version of you. Um, it's a more emotional version of you. Mm. It's a more accountable and responsible version of you. Yeah, it's like with that, I'm getting like maturity, emotional sensitivity, honesty, gentle. It feels very gentle. It almost feels like Queen of Cups. I think that's the effect of like Saturn Pisces, though. Um, but yeah, that's like those are some things I've been picking up with this week. And the astrology definitely aligns to that. You know, like I was mentioning, Saturn being sextile the sun and the North Node, while the sun and the North Node are working together, that's the push forward, right? Mars is also sextile Uranus this week and square Chiron. There's that discomfort. There's some of that discomfort coming up there. Mars sextile Uranus is funky because it can make you very confident with embracing change, initiating change, or trying new things, but it can also lead to aggravation and restlessness and irritation. So have your outlets if you need them. But Mars is in Cancer. And then that square to Chiron Aries, I just felt this like sensitive, like our behavior is so emotionally driven right now, and then it's going to correlate to how we're speaking as well. I just keep getting this like word vomity, like, oh my god, I can't believe I just shared that about myself. Oh my god, I can't believe I just went there. Oh, I can't believe I just told them exactly how I was feeling. It's really about the feeling, the emotion, coming up this week. Lilith is also square Mercury as well. That's also part of the communication that I was mentioning before, like why communication is going to be affecting us that way. Growing pains, or growing pains in really big letters. This is going to feel like a week of growing pains, but it's going to be slow, and it's going to be, again, the keyword is gentle. The keyword is gentle here. It doesn't have to be abrasive or forceful. And this is between you and you. This is between you and spirit, you and God, whatever words you want to use for that. And yes, it will translate into relationships as well. Hi, Clydester. Hi, I thought you were sleeping. We've been getting real mellow at this house. Kind of need to if you're doing a crazy move, right? I gave this guy a little tuna snack earlier. He was very happy. But Clyde, you need to find your spot. Okay, thank you. But yeah, growing pains. Growing pains is a huge part of this too. I also want to mention the push forward again. Vesta. Vesta's been active and was active as well under the eclipse, and I spoke about that on Patreon. I think I even spoke about it here on YouTube. But Vesta in Taurus is also this week sextile Saturn in Pisces and conjunct the Sun in Taurus. Again, Vesta is part of the big push forward. Vesta is how we feel safe and secure and how we feel passion for life. It's our sacred flame. It's also hearth and home, right? It's blueprint energy. The more I work with Vesta personally in my own work, I realize like, oh, she literally represents like the blueprint of us as individuals, which I think is really beautiful. Now, Pallas Athena also being in Cancer is adding to that emotional energy. Some of you might feel like you're going through mood swings, okay? where it's like you feel really blissful and happy and suddenly you feel like so sad, or it's like just a big wave of deep, deep emotion just comes up. It's going to be very wave like, and it's okay. It's just kind of par for the course. Pallas Athena in Cancer this week is opposing Pluto, strongest on the 30th. And will also be trine Neptune in Pisces at 26 degrees and square Jupiter in Aries. And it's, oh God, there's so much to talk about. I just got pulled to Venus. I'm like, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. But yeah, that Pallas Athena working with Neptune, Jupiter, and Pluto in that way, it's like, it definitely to me feels like this expanded upheaval of awareness of your emotional state, your emotional body. God, I don't have another word other than emotion. Experiencing emotion in a new way. I think the whole collective is experiencing emotion in a new way. And there's like, I'm not speaking to attachment. I'm not speaking to that. You might struggle with that personally, but that's not what I'm speaking to. It's like I'm literally feeling waves, like oceanic emotional waves. And maybe even coming into the awareness of how much of that really is about the collective, as we are interconnected, and what other people feel we can even feel, even if they're not in the same room. Like almost like everybody's ability for empathy or being an empath will be very amplified. All right, so if you are already sensitive, if you're already a really sensitive empath, brace yourself. And if you don't feel like you're really an empath, you might suddenly become an empath. Don't be shocked. We're in a whole new time, guys. This is a whole new time. All right. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? Clyde totally distracted me. The Clydester. Oh, Venus. That's right. Thank you, Venus. So towards the end of the week, when I saw this, I thought this was very interesting. Venus is in Gemini at 22 degrees at the end of the week, like on literally Sunday, and will be sextile Jupiter in Aries at 26 degrees and square Neptune in Pisces 20. I forgot to write down the timestamp. I wrote the things out ahead of time just to fill in the time, and I totally forgot. Anyway, I'm sorry. Venus in Gemini at 22 degrees is sextile Jupiter in Aries 26 degrees and square Neptune in Pisces 26 degrees. So both Jupiter and Neptune are at a 26-degree point in their respective signs. But they're neighbors, Aries, Pisces, which means that they're bridging. They're bridging to Venus. So you're going to have these, like, you might feel, and again, this can manifest in various ways, but you might feel these very different, like, parts of you suddenly come up out of nowhere. And one is going to be this very like dreamy, emotional, like very Piscean part of you, and then another part is going to be very like I want to be doing things in the physical and being very active, potentially even destructive, but it's really about that creative factor. But they're going to feel like two very different energies. One's going to feel very like external, you could even argue masculine, you can even make that point, like wanting to do, wanting to be out, etc., exerting, and the other is like very internal. How to balance those two parts of you is going to come up at the end of the week, but I think it's actually going to work out really nicely to balance that because Venus is in Gemini creating these aspects, and Jupiter and Neptune are bridging, which means they're helping each other out to kind of mellow out like the polarity of those energies. So I really enjoyed seeing that, and that might even come across in relationships as well. Yeah, that might even come across in relationships as well. I feel like too, I was getting like a Seven of Cups energy when I was looking at those planets in particular. I feel like the Seven of Cups is lifting. And Seven of Cups, it's like that can be like illusion, overwhelm. It could be fantasy. It could be dreamy energy. It can be having a lot of options, And, it could be translating as options. Meh, I don't really feel that. Just being honest with you. To me, it was almost feeling like a veil. Like a veil's being lifted at the end of the week with Venus sextile Jupiter and Venus square Neptune, and Jupiter and Neptune working together as neighbors. Excuse me. Like some level of a veil is being lifted, and it could just be like the blindfold you put over your own eyes, or it could literally be like you're reaching a new level of seeing through the veil, seeing through the realms. There's something about it that also feels emotional. There's a lot of things that feel emotional about what's going on this week, and it's crazy too, right? Because When this week ends, the week that we're talking about, excuse me, the week we're talking about ends on April 30th. And on May 1st, the next day, Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius. And then May 5th, we have the full moon eclipse. We got a lot of stuff going on in between there. I think like the 2nd and the 3rd, we have a lot of celestial bodies moving into a new sign. Like I'm pretty sure Pallas Athena is moving into Leo. I think there's another one. I know there was another one. Show yourself. Oh, Juno. Oh yeah, Juno. I think Juno moves into Gemini too. Yeah, Pallas Athena moves over. Juno moves over. Yeah. And I think Jupiter's going to move into Taurus not too long after that. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. I think relationships are definitely going to be interesting this week. I definitely feel like a lot of people are very over getting caught up in fantasy. Now everybody's in a different place, right? But I think it's going to be hard to get caught up in fantasy this week. I think there's a very honest realism about what we're feeling and how we're expressing it. And then because we're all a little sensitive, a little extra sensitive right now, we're also hearing the truth a little bit better too. We're receiving it better. And it's all creating this like level of discomfort of like, oh, are we not playing by the same paradigms anymore? Are we not like buying into these like relationship dynamics anymore? Even the ones that we thought were evolved and healthy, it's like even those are being broken down, right? It's like there's a lot of structure that's just not here anymore, whether it's thought forms, paradigms, relationship dynamics. It's like things that have been very just like part of our reality are just like not a thing anymore. And that's going to become more and more obvious as we move forward, especially when we hit full moon Scorpio. You'll know what I mean by the time we hit full moon Scorpio. But that's what's going on this week. So just be gentle with yourself. Don't look back. Keep embracing the future. And yes, you are supposed to be uncomfortable. This is not a normal Mercury retrograde, okay? It's sandwiched in between two very powerful, important eclipses and a very important time in our human evolution. This is not a normal Mercury retrograde. This is not the Mercury retrograde where you're like, they just didn't understand me because it's Mercury retrograde. I'm just not going to sign that because it's Mercury retrograde. No, this is Mercury retrograde that's trying to get you to actually communicate more and be more honest and more authentic, and also get you to a place that you've been uncomfortable to go or exist in, that is way more vulnerable, way more raw and authentic, because we're just in that time now where the realness is even more real. Okay. It's even more real. A lot more illusion has fallen away. A lot more veils are being lifted in ways that I think some people can't quite comprehend yet. Okay. I mean, it's down to like minute stuff. Like I said, even like vocabulary, or it's just subconscious, like this is how we go about relationships. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like old toxic relationship paradigms. I'm even talking about ones that we've been establishing in the last few years that have been evolved from that, right? Even those are kind of breaking down. So like rules are changing, all right? But embrace this week, embrace the future, embrace the new emotional state, or your new like awareness of emotions and your relationship with emotions, and whatever that does for you, okay? These are growing pains, but I don't even want to say it's pains. It's like, it's just discomfort, but it doesn't feel painful to me. Like, it doesn't feel painful. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull some cards for the collective reading. It's funny. I feel like I always forget to write down the astrology timestamp. I feel like that's always a thing. Do I want to use any of these decks for the collective message? Hold on. So much of my shit is like backed away. I have a song stuck in my head. It's been stuck in my head all day. I just want to share it with you. It's called Rastaman. I forget who sings it, but it's like, God, the lyrics have been like in my head, and I've been listening to the song hoping it would stop. Hold on. I can't play it for you because this is YouTube. Boo. But I can tell you the artist. Hold on. Bo Napoleon. So it's this, hold on. Okay, there you go. Rastaman, Bo Napoleon. Yeah, I mean, I'm addicted to this song right now. Anyway, maybe there's something in there for the collective. Or maybe it could just be something for me personally, but I'm just sharing with you. I'm just sharing with you. Oh yeah, I was gonna get a collective deck, wasn't I? Let's see. I'm like hearing the song again. Actually, I mean, since I am at like hearing that song, maybe I will go with this deck. Although I am feeling Energy Oracle as well. We'll start with Energy Oracle and then we'll end here. Clydester. I know, I'm about to pull cards. Is that why you're getting all active? Can you sit, please? Sit. Yeah, no. I need you to sit. She's pulling cards. I need to start walking around. Like, a lot. Excessively so. Okay. God, I want to play it for you guys so bad, but I don't want YouTube to, like, do me dirty. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Wearing our sensitivity differently. So again, this is speaking to like this next level of awareness and relationship with emotions. Like we're experiencing them differently now. There's a lot of you who are watching who are sensitive people, or maybe you consider yourself to be a highly sensitive person, maybe even consider yourself to be on the spectrum, or you consider yourself to be a very sensitive empath. Either way, people who fall in that category, society has made it difficult for us to exist in your natural sensitive state. That's changing because with what it is that we're experiencing with this shift of a relationship with emotions and how we experience them, it is allowing for that level of sensitivity to be accepted, and maybe even on some level to be understood, to be worn. I keep hearing to be worn. Excuse me, to be worn, to be expressed, to be seen. A lot of our society for hundreds of years, arguably thousands of years, emotions have been something that we have been uncomfortable with, right? We've been uncomfortable with them. I feel like this needs to be a podcast episode. Why am I feeling that way? We've been uncomfortable with them, and so when people express them, it turns into this experience of, I need to give them a solution, or I need to hold space for them, or I need to get them to stop and feel better, or whatever, or to shift this because it's uncomfortable, because it's a level of vulnerability that we've been disconnected from for a very, very long time. And now here it is being seen, being witnessed, being experienced. Some of you are going to be more in the... Just knocking stuff over like he always does. Some of you may be more in the forefront with expressing this, being an example of this than others. We all got a different role to play, but whoever is resonating with that, maybe you just need to hear that and accept that and find comfort in that. You're being asked to re-embrace a very natural baseline of yourself that never was allowed to exist because people weren't ready. The collective wasn't ready. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? God, yes, really strong Queen of Cups energy. God, I want to play that song. Well, I said Queen of Cups, and we basically get the King of Cups, man holding a heart. Yeah, it's very sensitive. Very sensitive, real very sensitive. Some of you are going to be able to embrace this energy easier than others. So if people around you are struggling, just, Just observe that, recognize that for what it is, and just focus on yourself. But with man holding a heart, again, I just feel like it's representing that next level of sensitivity and emotions. Some of you might become more quiet, like where talking just becomes exhausting. Might be, and there might be a reason for that. Sometimes we do have periods where we are hermiting or where we're literally more quiet. There's a reason that certain people, when they're going into spiritual disciplines or apprenticeship, that they actually practice vow of silence, right? There's a reason for that. Some of you might actually attempt to do this or might end up just doing it naturally just because it's exhausting for you to talk. That's interesting. I don't know who that's for. Am I taking this? Yes. Oh my. Storm a brewing. Storm warning. Storm warning comes out like the Tower card in this deck. And it's kind of what I'm saying, right? It's like I'm getting just like waves of emotion, like waves, like a lot of oceanic waves of emotion. I feel like that's why Storm warning is here. Again, bringing that next level of sensitivity up. Storm warning is also indicative of changes, and we do have a lot of changes going on. We're in the middle of an eclipse sandwich, and Mercury is also retrograding, right? There's going to be change, no question. We're all being asked to embrace the future and live differently, be different. Past is gone. Do not look back. Do not turn around. Do not even attempt to crank your neck that way. No, just look forward. Just look forward. I don't even want to say it's a storm. That I feel like even that doesn't feel right. Like that almost has a connotation of like, oh, right? And that's not what I'm feeling. It just is. It just is. It's change. Can't stop hearing those lyrics in my head. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? I keep getting sucked into May. May 5th, May 13th, 29th, 30th. Those are just some dates that just came up. I don't even know what's going on those dates besides 5/5. I know that's the eclipse, but the other ones I'm not even sure of. They could just be important dates for you personally. I'm also noticing the numbers here. The 45 breaking out to a 9, 9 to the 10. 10 is cyclical energy. When I say cyclical, we break down the 10 to the 1. It's the 10 to the 1. That's a cycle, right? So progressive energy, momentum is building. When Mars is in Cancer, we are so much more emotionally driven as far as the way we take action. It's easier to lead with our hearts. While it's easier to lead with our hearts, sometimes it could be that can actually make it difficult to create the change that we need to create. But with the aspects that we have right now, it should be easier because Mars is sextile Uranus. It's all about rise up to the occasion for change. Saturn's working with the North Node, rise to the occasion for change. Saturn and Mars are considered malefic planets because they do cause change on some level. And there's different ways of looking at that. Saturn creates pressure. Mars, I think, is a little bit more abrasive in its nature. Like, it's actually just innately destructive. Like, I would actually consider it like almost like a Knight of Wands energy. Like, there's something about it that's like hotter. Like, you know, this has more superficial, immediate energy. There you go. Well, Saturn is like the old, like not the old, but elder, like elder teacher that comes in and just like applies the pressure. It's like to force you to grow, and that causes change. I actually find Mars to be more destructive than Saturn. And Pluto is even considered malefic, and Pluto I think is a good combination between the two. And all three of those planets are active. But anyway, I don't know why I went on the whole spiel about that. Maybe you just needed to hear that. Emotionally driven behavior for change. That's essentially just what it's coming down to. Anything else for the collective this week? Angel of Balance. I love it. I love it. Angel of Balance is like the Temperance cards. This is kind of looking at the King of Cups, Tower, and Temperance. that, again, this isn't like a storm. It's not like, ah, it's not like that. It's like, it's just this increased sensitivity of the ebb and flow of emotions, and also the changes that you want to make, or the changes that will be presented to you, and how you navigate them, and how you keep looking forward. An angel of balance also speaks to literally balance, and also being spiritually led too. This is an angel. Temperance is also an angel. I just heard Archangel Raphael. I just heard that. Some of you guys might work with Archangel Raphael very closely. Archangel Raphael is associated with Regulus, which is coming up in a couple months as far as aspecting things. But anyway, coming back, this is just the right direction. It's being spiritually guided, it's being emotionally guided, and it's going with the changes, and it's looking forward, and it's not looking back. There's a really nice peaceful energy to be found here, and also tempering of emotions as well, where it's not forceful, and it's also more sensitive. You're more sensitive to that. Anyway, moving on. Good. Any other messages or insights for the collective? And then we have blossoming abundance. I love it. It's exactly how it sounds. It's moving into an energy where things feel expanded. They feel like you're going through periods of growth, where things are looking up. Life is feeling richer, fuller, more full of like happiness, joy. Yeah, the storm warning, again, it doesn't feel like anything to be suffering about. This isn't about suffering, okay? This is not about suffering. It's just about change. It's just about the change of moving forward into the future. That's all it is. Overall, come here. Meditation. Rest and rejuvenation. You could be hermiting. You could be taking more time for your spiritual practice, but this to me is the epitome of Saturn Pisces. It's taking time to make sure that you are being connected to yourself, being connected to spirit, taking care of you, and that you are surrendering. You are surrendering, and you are finding peace through times of change. Interesting. Woman holding a coin underneath that. Getting into this very emotional energy, I feel like, is allowing you to shift your focus. Some of you might have been really, really focused on the physical, like money, business, work, that sort of deal. And I feel like there's taking a step back is happening here. And that also coincides with Mercury retrograding in Taurus. That is literally like, let's take a break in Taurus energy and look at this from a bigger perspective. Some of you guys might be taking like a vacation, or just deciding not to work as hard for a while and to focus more on this, right? Focus more on the emotional part of you. Yeah, it feels good. I like it. I do feel like there's some distortion being worked out here with woman holding a coin. And again, I feel like that's all relating to like the physical realm, like work, money, household, maybe even physical health. It's like physical realm, physical realm, physical realm. But I feel like it's really in terms of money. Money. Really in terms of money. Yeah, taking a step back, taking a breather almost. Some of you are actually going to be reevaluating your intentions. Reevaluating your intentions to incorporate that. Your newfound sensitivity of emotions, of the emotional state, of the emotional body. And it's not just for you, it's also with the people around you. Again, this is like increased empath energy. Yeah, to incorporate more of this, to find the balance, to have more sustainable, good living, I guess is the best way to say that. More sustainable good living, which is also very Taurus. Okay? Alrighty. Moving on. Where are we at? 34 minutes? Do I want to use this deck? I feel very like torn because I feel like that was very clear, and I don't even think it's necessary. It's not necessary. Yeah, I just heard it's not necessary. Okay, let's go ahead and get into elements. Oh, I'm kind of tempted to do signs. I'm tempted to, but I know myself. That's a lot. That's doing a lot. But gosh, I'm tempted. Well, either way, we're starting with the wild unknown animal spirit deck because it's just the best. So let's pull this out and just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Let's see where this takes us. Embrace the energy of just surrender to whatever it needs to change, whatever way you need to do things differently, okay? Sorry, I thought I heard something. Oop. Eep. All right. So I am feeling fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sag. Aries, Leo, and Sag. I'm going to stick with elements, okay? I'm going to stick with elements. I know myself. I think it's going to be way too draining for me with everything else I got going on right now. All right? So tempted, but I won't. All right, fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Ah, timestamp. I caught myself. Okay. Fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Ooh, got strong dragonfly energy all of a sudden. It's a shift in perspective. Why does that feel? It's interesting because I feel very little ego for the most part when I was talking about the collective energy. And I feel like I feel a little bit of ego with you, fire signs, but I feel like it's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. It's just gonna get a little inflamed, and then you're gonna like, get back to like this bigger picture energy and like be more like emotionally sensitive. You're gonna realize where you probably could have done better by some people, and people could be realizing this about you. Like they could have done better by you, they could have done right by you. There's just like I could have been a better human being. Like that's kind of how it's coming across. I could have been more sensitive, I could have been kinder, I could have been more honest, I could have been more gentle. Almost like I'm getting King of Swords, Queen of Swords, like moving from swords actually down to water, which is not what I would have thought for my fire signs. There might have been a reason, fire signs, why you could have had this like swordsy way of approaching people as a pattern, or maybe a specific kind of person, archetypal person, or kind of relationship, or maybe just one person in particular, but recognizing how that does a disservice when it comes to connecting with somebody soul to soul. And in a way, like if you approach from like a swordsy place and you're not really having this like the watery component there, it leaves room for people to not be very honest with you because they don't feel like it's a safe space, right? So keep in mind, you could be the one having this epiphany, or someone could be having this epiphany because of their interactions with you. All right, but dragonfly, again, strong dragonfly. We'll see if the dragonfly card comes out. What is your legacy, fire signs? That's coming up too. What is your legacy? What are you leaving behind? How will people remember you? This is not in terms of like how successful you're trying to be. We're beyond that. It's not part of the rules of the reality anymore. We're beyond that. What will you be remembered for? Because no matter what, when you like whatever you do with your life, let me put this another way. Every single person on this planet, no matter what we do with our life, there are people on the planet who have met us. Okay, there will be at least 1, 2 people at the very least, and for most of us it's really probably like at the very least a dozen, right? But there's nobody who comes into this world by themselves and goes through their life without ever interacting with another person, right? So whoever you interact with throughout this life, there are people who will remember you and there are people who won't. And the people who do remember you, what will they remember you for? What will they remember you for? I think this is something you're contemplating, legacy. And when I hear legacy too, I also like feel like family. Family is huge there. Some of you, it is shifting this concept of legacy from like work and money standpoint to the emotional soul tribe standpoint. And I think that's part of like the realization, like I could have been a better human being. Any messages or insights for fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Whoa. Wow. Doesn't that say it all? Golden egg. Golden egg is the heart chakra card in this deck. And then Scorpion. It's exactly how it looks, all right? Scorpion's about holding on to painful things, holding on to uncomfortable things, aggravated. It's like a grudge-like energy all around the heart space. This could have been why you've been more swordsy. Again, towards one person in particular, or a type of person, archetypally, or a kind of relationship, or just as a general pattern. And again, this could be reversed. So again, that's the last time I'm going to say that. Take it as it resonates. But for now, the way that I'm feeling this, I really feel like it's you fire signs. So that's just how I'm going to speak to it, okay? This is the reason why you've been swordsy. You got some stuff going on in your heart space. And it's going to come up, okay? It's going to come up. It's going to come up and out, all right? It will show itself. Hold on, sorry. My glasses was like, there's no way I could get all up under my lenses to get that spot. Okay. That golden egg and Scorpion. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. Rabbit and snake. This is of being afraid of your own potential. This is almost being afraid of your own power. But again, it's like, it's by way of the emotions. It's by way of the heart. Because going there, hold on. Oh, excuse me. Because going there, tapping into your potential, to be the version of yourself that you're afraid to be, the version of yourself that you're uncomfortable to be, requires you to deal with that, okay? It requires you to deal with that. It requires you to take more accountability for how you make people feel, or even for your own emotional state. Let's see what else wants to come out for my fire signs. Interesting. We have Moth. I like Moth. Moth is charisma, magnetism. It's attraction. It's being drawn to the flame, to the light, right? For better or for worse. I almost feel like when this card comes out, it's speaking of inevitability. Okay. Inevitability. Some of you might have this perceptional experience coming up where you might feel like you're losing things. Like you might feel like you're losing money or you're losing possessions, but it is to shift you into more of that emotional space, to honor that emotional space. And this might even coincide with changes in work and changes how you look at money, changes with your relationship with money. Sorry, I don't know if I said that. I like, because when I'm channeling, I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm just channeling. And sometimes I do repeat myself, not knowing I repeat myself. Anyway, it's also just how things come through. Yeah, inevitable. Inevitable. You're heading towards the future, fire signs. And I feel like there's really no stopping that. You can make it a smooth ride, or you can make it a very, like, uncomfortable, anxiety ridden, struggly experience. But it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. Just be gentle with yourself. Again, that's the key takeaway this week. Just be gentle with yourself. Rabbit is fear and anxiety. Rabbit also speaks to fertility and abundance and luck and all that too. But in this deck, it speaks of like hypervigilance. This is where you're headed if you let yourself go there. I feel like there's no stopping that. And yeah, it's going to make you see this about yourself. That maybe you get a little stingy. Maybe sometimes you get a little too cutting with your words, or too cold, or too direct, or just, again, not considering enough like the emotions that you are putting out into the world, or how you affect other people. And it's not to say that other people are your responsibility, but we do have to be accountable for when we are cutting people down, right? Or we're the ones that are acting out of this kind of a space and it affects another person. It's not your responsibility to fix that person, but it's your responsibility to take accountability for that, right? On the bottom, interesting, we have raccoon. Just like a masking energy and mischief. Yeah, with mouse, wow. Just the feeling there. More of that like hypervigilant energy. Mouse is like neuroticism. Mouse is like anxious about details. It's like a little shaky energy. And raccoon sometimes can feel that way to me. Like raccoon to me always feels a little sad. And it feels like trying to hide something. You can't hide in this energy. Nobody can. And that's what I was speaking to with Mercury retrograde, right? During the collective like divulgence, the astrology portion. Like it's this feeling of being so aware of how you're feeling and just can't contain it, and just and it's like, oh my god, did I say that? Oh my god, I really said that. Oh my god, I just shared that. There's no hiding in this energy. Okay, excuse me. So let's go and pull some tarot cards for you guys. What do my fire signs want? It's funny too, because the decks that I have like put aside versus like in the box. So I have 4 tarot decks, like for situations like this where I'm like pulling for each element. 3 of them are basically class or Rider Waite, and then 1 is not. So that's kind of fun. I just realized that. Are you guys getting the fun one? No, I don't think so. Sorry, I don't think so. You guys are gonna get this guy. All right. Oop. Okay. God, it's hot today. It's nighttime, but it's hot. Any messages or insights for my fire signs pertaining to this split? Getting strong wolf energy, 144 on my crazy clock. Wolves just came in. That can be an animal that you resonate with. That can be like a spirit animal for you. It's very, I just got really dizzy. Tribal. We might get 3 of cups or 10 of cups or even 6 of cups here. Oh God, I'm so dizzy. Yeah, tribal is what I'm getting with that. Chariot, Cancer energy. I love this. When the Chariot card comes out, you can look at this as literally like a chariot of ascension. like going through an ascension process, or maybe you work with the Merkaba. But this card really speaks to forward movement, okay? Moving forward, not looking back. You can't get the Chariot card and utilize this energy appropriately if you're looking backwards. You have to pick a direction. You have to embrace that direction and follow it. This actually has the Emperor seated here. Seated? That's not a word. Seated. Seated in this chariot, and this is also Cancer energy. This can speak to moves, travel, that sort of deal, and being triumphant. Being triumphant. I feel like this is being triumphant over the Scorpion. That's how it feels to me, like leaving the Scorpion behind. We know the Scorpio could be leaving a Scorpio behind, not necessarily, but letting the past go, literally embracing the future and not looking back. And the Emperor shows up. The Emperor who sits in the chariot and moves forward confidently, not looking back. And here he is. And he really landed on the moth. Fire signs, part of this moving forward into your future is also embracing your own masculine energy, your ability to lead, your ability to have authority, dominion over your own life. God, I can't get away from this feeling of like you're afraid to be that. There's a part of you that's afraid to be that, or afraid to be that in a way that you haven't considered before, where the emotion is incorporated into it, where it's not just straight up logic or straight up swords or straight up physical reality or work. It's like, it's really this fully realized, full spectrum emperor of authority and leadership. Empathic leader. That's Pulse Athena and Cancer energy, and we've been working with that for a long time. Watch the Empress come out. Just saying, I'm going to color right now. Watch the Empress come out. Any other messages or insights? Oh, fire signs! Oh, I'm loving this reading. I am loving this reading. And there's the Six of Cups, so I figured that something like that was going to come out. Yeah, making peace with the fact that you are a different person now. So Ace of Cups came out and it landed right on top of the Emperor. This is who you are becoming. This is who you're embodying. This is who you're moving towards, within and without. And as you embrace this within yourself, you could also externally be meeting people who align to this energy with you. And especially the Emperor and Ace of Cups, it's like that is purely like new opportunity with people who are on that level. Okay, on a soul level, on an emotional level. And that could be romantically, that could be friendship, that could be with business. It's going to be in different ways for all of you, but this is being heart-led because you're allowing yourself to go there, embracing that new level of emotional sensitivity and accountability. And accountability too of who you've been and how you can, and how really you could have done better by you and better by other people, emotionally speaking. I'm loving this. Loving this. It's inevitable. This is where you're headed. Now, the Six of Cups did come out. Six of Cups. And it landed. Hold on. I'm trying to hold all these cards. It landed on the man holding a heart. Like this. Chariot moving away from the past. Again, making peace with the fact that you came off a little bit like wealth. Because you were lacking that, you're changing that now. And it's uncomfortable too when that happens, when we realize like, ooh, that wasn't okay. Why did I do that? Or why did I speak to that person that way? Or why did I treat that person that way? It's part of the growing experience. Overall, Magician. I love that all of your cards are upright. Because I mean, I really shuffle these and all of your cards are upright. Magician. Look at that with the Ace of Wands. Look at you. Look at you co-creating things. Again, you have two aces here, Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. That is totally about the future, totally new beginning, full of passion and full of emotion, spirit. Some people look at the Ace of Wands as resembling spirit and the cup representing emotion. I look at them as interchangeable, but I really look at the cup as like the heart or soul or God, but that's just me personally. But look at what you are moving towards, fire signs, by taking this accountability and having this like perceptual shift with yourself and allowing yourself to incorporate this like new sensitivity of emotion. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Moving on, fire signs. It's a beautiful reading. Okay. Who is next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Earth, air, or water? Earth. Earth is going next. All right. I'll just do 56 minutes. Make it even. Okay. Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo for this week. Again, they keep pulling me into May. They keep pulling me into May for you guys. I just got May 3rd for you. Check to see what's going on that day. On May 3rd for my Earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus. I'm really feeling Uranus. Really feeling that Uranian, like, change. Hold on a second. Buddy. Thank you. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Bear and unicorn. Bear is kind of a hermit energy. Bear comes out when we've been recovering, we've been taking time out, when we need to come out of the cave, so to speak. But it's when this card comes out, we've clearly been going through some shit when that card comes out. Unicorn is third eye energy. Some of you could have been taking some time out because you've been going through some sort of expansion spiritually or some sort of growth period that's really affected you emotionally, spiritually, etc. Some of you, this could have been an ascension, an upgrade, that sort of deal. It just feels like you've been growing in an incubator. That's how it feels, and really shifting and really shifting. Oh, that's interesting. I'm feeling a friendship. Ally is what I'm feeling all of a sudden. Some of you could actually be meeting an ally where one of you takes on more of a bear energy, the other takes on more of a unicorn energy, where unicorn is very Aquarian. It's very Uranian. It's believing that the impossible is possible. It's not afraid to be the unicorn in the room full of donkeys and horses, having third eye on and open, being very galactic in nature, cosmic in nature, while the bear is almost, yeah, it's interesting. Some of you guys where this is like a friendship or allyship, it could even be like a mentorship. One of you is very rooted in the earth, like earth magic is what I want to say, or like planetary guardian. It keeps sounding like gardening to me. Maybe you're gardening. Planetary guardian, or you work with the grids, or you work with plants and nature, and the other one is like purely galactic. So some of you guys, that's definitely happening here, where you're meeting somebody on that level and you're learning from each other, and I think that's really cool. I like that. Yeah, some of you guys are getting a new guide as well. Ooh. Hyena just came out. It's kind of my Seven of Swords card. Remember what I was saying about the veils lifting, earth signs? The veil is lifting here for you. Just really indicating that with the hyena. The hyena speaks to things that are hidden and things that need to be revealed. I'm getting strong Seven of Swords energy, but I feel like it's a veil, okay, that is being lifted, that you're seeing through. Unicorn will help you with that as well. Okay, whether this is happening because you've been going through your own process, your own little incubation process, and you're expanding into that unicorn energy, or you're part of an allyship, mentorship, where one of you's more the bear, one of you's more the unicorn, and the unicorn's teaching the bear how to see through the veils, and even vice versa, because I feel an equal interchange going on there for those where that applies to an allyship of some sort. But you're going to see something you have not seen before, whether that's through your gifts or you're just seeing something about yourself or about life. Your perception is shifting, it's expanding. Okay. Silver lining, I just heard silver lining. Taking a different perspective on things makes a huge difference, is what I'm hearing for your signs. So no matter what changes are happening, it's all about your perspective. Okay, it's all about your perspective, because look, we got the bee coming in after hyena. B is about gifts, gifts for hard work. You're going through some sort of change right now, and it feels kind of dense. It feels a little dense. And I think it could be really easy to not see the gift of this change. And it could be like, maybe you lost your job. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe it feels like something in the physical realm is shifting big time for you. Like maybe your own sense of security is shifting and you're like, this sucks. oh, imposter syndrome. Oh, that just came out of nowhere. Whatever this change is, it does feel like it's being experienced as a loss. And for some of you, it's almost making you feel like a failure or like a loser, or am I really like who I say I am, or who I'm supposed to be? Like, I gotta be honest, like it feels a little dramatic. I'm just gonna be honest with how it feels. It feels a little woe is me. But you don't see the bee. You don't see the blessing in it. The blessing will show itself. It will show itself. And for some of you, that's going to come by way of just going through this process and shifting yourself, or having a friend, ally show up that will help you to see this. Okay? And vice versa. Any other messages or insights from my earth signs? Yeah, it feels a little drama queen. Sorry, it does. It really does. Any other messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Oh. I don't know why I just turned to a wolf right there. On the unicorn, stingray just came out. Spiritual strength and emotional maturity. We've been talking about the stingray for a bit. That did come up as a collective energy of this new way of experiencing emotion. And it came under the unicorn. It actually landed like this. So for those of you where this is an allyship, hold on. If she does. Where this is an allyship, someone's coming in with the energy to teach that, right? And it's part of the gift exchange of this allyship. And others of you where this is about your own experience, your own process, and your own little incubation, this is you seeing that and moving into that for yourself. Okay. Moving on. Any other messages or insights? Turtle! And you know, I love when turtle comes out. Turtle is grounded energy. It's also going with the flow, moving with the flow. It speaks to ancestors, grandmother energy, divine wisdom. You could even say like feminine wisdom through like crone energy, but it's water and earth, and it's yummy. It's yummy and delicious. Take your time with this. For some of you, this whole process, like whatever changes or perceived loss you've been going through, feels a little dragged out. It feels dragged out. Just flow with it. All right. Just flow with it. Try not to get too stuck in it. Try to take on that bigger perspective. Try to see the silver lining, because you don't see it yet. You don't see it yet. Overall, we have elephant. Breaking down barriers, breaking down walls. I love that. Overcoming challenges. Yeah, whatever this change is or this loss is, you need it. It's needed. It's necessary. Okay? And some of you have an ally right there, ready to help you, teach you, lift the veil with you, or help you to see through the veil of the Seven of Swords. or maybe even with your gifts, so you can see the bee. Okay. All right. Let's pull some cards for my earth signs. Are you guys getting the mushroom deck? I should have a way of like picking that for you guys. Wait, who's gonna get the mushroom deck? Water signs. Okay. All right, water signs. We'll put that aside. But back to my earth signs. All right, we're gonna go with you. Okay. Just gotta keep track of time. Any messages or insights for my earth signs pertaining to this spread? All right. 3 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Truth comes by way of allowing people to come in and be your ally. The veil gets lifted because you allow yourself to embrace other people. You allow yourself to receive other people and allow them to also gift you with their wisdom, their tools, their teachings, their life experience, and even just their love and support. So the key for you, earth signs, is no matter what kind of chaos you're finding yourself in, changes, losses, of feeling like you really need to recover, this is saying trust people, go to your friends, trust your allies. That's what this is saying. You may have been wondering if you have foes around you. That'll be clear if that's the case. But I want to say you've got I feel like a lot of you have at least one person, maybe even 2. Your soul knows the answer there. But yeah, this is saying like see the truth about the people around you, and there is love and support to be found in allyship. You might need a little extra help. Some of my earth signs, it feels like you're trying not to let on how, I don't want to say this, how much time you need for yourself, how much time you need to rest or maybe recover from this change or this loss, this tower. Because again, I feel like it's about like your physical reality, like money or like stability of some kind. You might be asked, Spirit might be asking you to on the crazy clock. Spirit might be asking you to put yourself in a position to trust your friends, trust allies, and allow them to help you, allow them to show you. Might be hard for some of you to do that. Wow. Okay, who went before you? Fire? Fire got wands and cups, and you have the sword and the pentacle, aces. New beginnings for everybody. Yeah. Allies are the key for you, earth signs, into embracing the future for yourself. Embracing the future, embracing a new stability, recovering from this change, this loss. That's cool. Ooh, what? Okay. Wheel of Fortune, divine timing, luck, and fate, things turning in your favor. And the key is the Three of Cups. The key is the Three of Cups. Fun, play, trusting others, and allyship. That is the key. That is the key for you to move towards your future. And to lift the veil of the hyena and perceived loss and suffering so you can see the bee. You can see what's really ahead for you, what's really in store for you. And I want to say, some of you, if you like truly lost a lot, it's going to get replaced with something better. Something way better. Overall, 10 of Wands in reverse. No more burden. Dropping of burden. Oh, interesting. Queen of Swords in reverse with the 4 of Swords in reverse. Emperor showing itself again. This might be the card of the week. Dropping the burden of the veil is really what that is. Especially the 4 of Swords in reverse being there with the Queen of Swords in reverse, because this is like not being able to understand or to rest or recover, not seeing beyond the struggle of the change, of the loss. But this is putting that burden down. This is the key. That's the key, Earth signs. That's the key. And it is interesting to me that underneath the 4 of Swords in reverse, we have the Emperor and the 8 of Pentacles, because this is you trying to figure out how to make shit work. That's what you want. You want to have a little bit of control. It's not about that. It's not about that. Whatever has changed or is lost, it's gone. You can't look back. You need to take time to recover. You need to take time to figure out what your next steps are, how to look forward. This is the whole thing about this week in the energy we're in. How to look forward. And for you, allies will help you with that. Allies will help you to see that. Hold on. Come here. Allies will help you to see that. This is something that is coming through as well. Some of you might have a little bit of a blast from the past, and I hate even going there, but it's just something I'm channeling right now. And Mercury retrograde, people say like, oh, people come back, and like they do, more so in Venus retrograde. I don't want to attribute this to a Mercury retrograde thing, but it feels like for some of you, this like blast from the past energy, you haven't been talking to them. Like you haven't been, and there might have been separation because maybe you needed to focus on you, because maybe you've been going through some shit, right? And I keep feeling this change or loss with you. Yeah, they just, I can feel this like showing up again with the 3 of Cups, like a hey, how you doing? Do you want to go grab a coffee? Do you want to do this? Do you want to grab lunch? I just want to like see what's up, you know, even though we haven't been talking or whatever. So don't be surprised if that happens, because I feel like I'm speaking to Earth signs where you've been going through some stuff. You've been going through a lot, and that's why the bear came out. The bear comes out when we've been going through some big shit where it's like we need a lot of time, or we need a lot of space, or we need, you know what I mean? It's like our vessels are feeling it, our emotions are feeling it, our energy's feeling it. And I feel like you've been focused on the stability part that has like been like changed or lost. And that's why the hyena's here, right? It's the veil of illusion, of suffering, of you're losing, you're not doing it right. I keep getting this like imposter syndrome thing with you. And that's why I feel like letting the right people in is key for you, because they're going to remind you. It's like, what are you talking about? Of course, like you know what I mean? Like almost like they want to celebrate you. Like there are people, or at least one person around, who like really cares about you and really has your back. Like they're true allies who celebrate who you are, and it's almost like a reality check and helps you to lift that veil of imposter syndrome, okay? And like, oh, things are okay. Things are fine. Things are okay. I'm loving this bear unicorn pair. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much, especially for those where this is like 2 buddies. Because like, how cool is that? Like earth magic and galactic magic, just like, boom. It's very cool. Anyway, moving on. So you know what to do, Earth signs. You know what to do. I'm not going to have enough time to do this right now. I was really hoping I had enough time to do this in one sitting, and I've been like really taking my time because I wanted to enjoy it. But now I'm like, All right, I'm going to do the next one. I don't know if I have time to do all the elements right now, but we're going to try. Okay. Air or water? Water. Water, water, water. Air signs, you guys are going last. The ones who go last and have intense readings. We'll just do 14. Okay. All right, water signs. Cancer, Pisces. God, oh, my crown is suddenly hurting really bad. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Scorpio, are you present? I felt like you were MIA for a second. Seriously, it just feels like, whoa. like around like the top of my head right now. Like someone put a crown on me and they tightened it. Made that shit super tight. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I keep feeling like there's something touching my arm. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Zebra. Why does this feel so sexy? Water signs. Is this you? Is this you? Or is this someone you're dealing with? Zebra energy. Oh God, even just the way like the zebra's looking out, it's like, do you see me? Like Zoolander energy. Very strong Aries energy off the zebra right now. I normally get like Gemini with the zebra because zebra's very like eccentric and out there. This is kind of like a fashionista artist kind of type. It's somebody who's just so in their like uniqueness and showing their uniqueness, and they're not afraid of that. Interesting that we're hearing sirens. I actually feel like that's a sign for you, water signs. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see why that is. Maybe you got to be wary of this energy, but this energy, whether it's you or another person, you could be meeting another zebra, like zebra to zebra. Because I was like, I feel either. So it's like, again, take it as it resonates. But whoever this zebra energy is, wow, are they on fire? So captivating, very attractive, whether they're physically attractive or their energy's just like attractive and alluring and magnetic. It's like they walk in a room and they just know what to do. They're just really feeling themselves. Like that's what I'm feeling with the zebra. It's the eyes. It's something about the eyes. So if you're this zebra, people might comment on your eyes or get lost in your eyes. If you're dealing with a zebra, you could just be so fixated on their eyes. Their eyes can just capture you. That's a very sexy, alluring energy right here. Watch out. It's like, that's like King of Wands, Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Water signs. Any messages or insights from my water signs? Wolf. The wolf feels very observant here. I feel like the wolf and zebra are two different energies. I feel like they're almost the energies that are coming to the table. Like the wolf is watching the zebra, and the zebra is watching the wolf. Very different. Very, very different. Yeah, water signs. I feel like this is you and another person. I just gotta call it how I see it. And again, take it as it resonates. But I feel like I'm looking at someone who's very like King, Queen of Wands, very alluring, very attractive, very magnetic, and they know it, and they know how to work with that. They know how to work a room, essentially. Not in a bad way. It's just, hey, if you got it, want it, right? But this wolf energy, I feel like is almost like, I don't want to say like an apparent energy. I'll say authority. It's like feeling very Saturn to me. The wolf feels like a very Saturn oriented kind of an energy where they're watching this person because they can feel them. They like know, it's like they're trying to read the zebra. They're trying to read the zebra. The wolf is like, yeah, I keep getting Saturn with this. Whoever this is, strong ass Saturn energy. Maybe they are kind of authoritative. Maybe they are kind of the parent to other people. Maybe they're a boss. And maybe this is somebody coming in the office, like, I don't know, being a little too something. I don't know. What, like a little, like the wolf can't help but notice the zebra. The wolf can't help but notice the zebra. And the wolf is trying to read the zebra. That's exactly how this is coming across. Like the wolf is like, who is the zebra and who do they think they are? Do they really think I can't see them? It's got that vibe. It's got that vibe. Like if these, and this is like how different like of these energies are that I'm trying to describe. Like if we were talking like aesthetics, like this person would be all about practicality and comfort and simple wardrobe. Not necessarily unattractive, like just simple, basic, comfortable, practical. This is like, I'm gonna wear neon and I'm gonna have glitter and sparkles and I'm gonna make my own clothes, and you know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna bright colors. This is like I like my beiges. I like a little yellow here. I like a little red here. Like simple. Like this would almost be like an outdoorsy nature person. This would be like a party city person. You understand what I'm saying? It's like very different energies. And the wolf is noticing the zebra because everybody notices the zebra. You cannot not notice a zebra. And the wolf is like, what is up with this zebra? And the zebra knows the wolf is watching. You see what I'm saying? Okay, very interesting. It's like we're making a movie here, water signs. Yeah, okay. Ooh. It's getting juicier. We have deer, the divine feminine principle. In this deck, the deer is divine feminine principle, which is the counterpart to the elk, divine masculine principle. Vulture, death magic, and the black egg, throat chakra energy. Is this the wolf or the zebra? I feel like there's something going on with the wolf and zebra where there's something similar happening to both. Like there's some sort of like mirroring circumstance that's happening. So I think they're both experiencing the deer with the vulture and the black egg. God, it just feels like something's being devoured. Hold on, let me sit with this for a minute. Someone is getting more confident in their ability to express themselves, but it feels like the way that they can express themselves is devouring, feels very scorpionic, like, but they're doing it from an energy standpoint of the deer, which is compassion, grace, empathy, like an empathic warrior sort of vibe, right? Like this person can come in now, like this is something that is being learned, okay? Excuse me. Like they can step to somebody and they can like read them. That just gave a clue. Wolf. I think for most of you this is the wolf energy, but I feel like the zebra's learning this. The zebra's learning this or being exposed to this, but I feel like this is flying under the energy of the wolf. Excuse me. Like how to express the truth and handle a situation. It's not just about boundaries, right? It's like it's having that skill set that leaders need to have, that really good, healthy leaders need to have, where they can go in and like see that someone is like not acting right or thinking they can get away with something and be like, hold up, wait a minute. Right? But do it with maturity, do it with integrity, do it with grace, but handle their business, right? And not be seen as a dork. Okay, guys, so that was super weird. And I'm sorry if the picture is blurry. I had to pull out my other phone. I had that phone plugged in the entire time, so it was charging, and out of nowhere, 0%. It was charging, and I plugged this phone into the same charger, and it's charging. So weird. It's funny because what were we talking about, the deer and the vulture and the egg and the black egg, right? Like learning that ability to just like go in and just be like, not today. But doing it with integrity and grace and maturity and all of that stuff, right? But that's what I'm feeling here, that the wolf is stepping into, and they're keeping an eye on a zebra. And it's like, if I got to tell this zebra to hit the freaking highway, I will, right? Yeah, yeah. Wow. And it's interesting too because I feel like there can be a lot can be learned between the wolf and the zebra, where the wolf can probably learn this skill set that the zebra has to be their unique self and just really be out there with it and to be alluring in that way, and to use the powers for good, obviously. But the zebra can learn a lot from this wolf too, right? On how to be a little bit more humble and modest and to be a little bit more accountable, integrable, that's not a word, have more integrity. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it, just like my battery just went boop, just like that. Anyway, so let's finish up and let's hurry and finish this. I won't be able to do air signs tonight probably, so I'll do that another night and just paste, just copy paste. But let's continue. Very juicy reading right here. Water signs. Any other messages or insights, my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Overall, bat. Okay. Times of change and transition, going to the light from the dark, seeing the light in the dark. Ooh, more change with Buffalo. Buffalo is kind of like a tower card in this deck, but it's about moving through it with grace. 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 And then we have Swan underneath that, which can speak of partnership, mirroring relationships. Can also speak about being very well, how do I want to say this? I mean, I'm trying to get away from the word integrated, but like, yeah, very well integrated with oneself, with one's like light and dark side. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like water signs, I feel like you're the wolf. Okay, I do. I feel like you're the wolf. I feel like you are getting better and not just seeing through people because you already do that, water signs, but doing it in a way where like you're going to step up and say the thing that needs to be said, but doing it with that deer energy, doing it with empathy and compassion. Like it's not the intention to like make someone feel shitty. It's to just speak the truth and be honest and just be like, no, here's the line, doors that way, right? But even nicer than that. In a way where it can be respected against whatever the zebra's throwing your way. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and pull some cards. You guys do get the mushroom deck, the Midnight Magic deck. Ah. Okay. Oh, he's so cute. It's like a kid after Disneyland. Just knocked out. Any messages or insights from the water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. One more. Oh, we just had a card come flying out. We got the Six of Pentacles coming out here with the zebra. Some of you have to work with the zebra, okay? Some of you, this is a circumstance of like literally you're in the same office or you work at the same place and you could be this person's boss, not necessarily. If you work with this person, I feel like you probably have been around longer or you actually carry more responsibility in the workplace. Again, this is a situation where you guys are like actually actively working together. And this is you like needing to handle something with the zebra. But the Six of Pentacles speaks of having equal exchanges, coming to the table as equals, which is part of taking this higher road of the deer, right? Even if you got to say something, even if you got to be like, not today, you still are treating this person with respect, okay? Some of you, this zebra is coming to you with help with like, I want to say olive branch, like reaching out, whether that's through the phone or whatever. But I just feel like this person, it's like they have so much like alluring sexual energy about them. Maybe you're very attracted to them, maybe you're both attracted to each other. But the zebra is coming to the table with you, wolf, whether it's in a work situation or they're just reaching out to you. Okay. But this is about treating each other with respect and like equals, even if some harsh truth needs to be said or something needs to be handled here. Any messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's see here. 10 of Wands. I'm like, okay, I was like, oh God, what are my electronics doing? Uh, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands speaks of burdens, stress, a lot of work, and that did land on the wolf. It did land on the wolf. So water signs, you've been stressed out. You've been stressed out, and it could be because this zebra could have been adding stress to your life, whether this is a romantic interest, a friend, or this is all strictly in the workplace. If this is the workplace, you're the one who takes on the responsibility. You're the one who takes on the maturity of leadership, of handling things, getting things done. And the zebra seems to not necessarily be that. Okay. But if this isn't about the workplace, you're just in a place in your life where you're taking on a lot of things, and this zebra is coming to the table with you. The zebra is reaching out to you. Okay. Which tells me the zebra knows you in some way, shape, or form. And you're just reading the zebra head to toe. Like, what is this zebra up to? What are they up to? What do they want? Ooh. Empress in reverse. You're not receptive to them. Again, if you work with this person, you're the one who does a lot of the work. You're the one who holds shit down. Okay? You're the responsible one. And this zebra, I feel like, again, is trying to open up to you or trying to get you to be receptive to them. They're trying to meet you at the table. And if this is not a work scenario, it's the same thing. They're trying to get you to like sit at the table with them as an equal with respect. And you are so not receptive with Empress in reverse being there. You are not open to that. And I want to say that's where this like skill comes in. This ability comes in that you're going to have to exercise here, okay? This is, okay, I will sit at the table with you. I will listen to what you have to say. And then with respect and compassion, right? You'll say whatever it is you got to say. You'll devour whoever needs to be devoured. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Eight of Pentacles. This could, a lot of you, I think this is going to be about work. Okay. A lot of you think it's going to be about work. I feel like you are so busy, water signs. It's like, you're too busy for this. You're like, I think that's really how you're feeling with the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Like, I'm too busy for this shit. There's a reason this is happening, though. There's a reason this is happening. There's a reason this is happening. Okay? But yeah, I feel like you literally, like, your plate is full. With life stuff, with work stuff, whatever it is, 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. And you're just not open to this zebra right now. It's teaching you something for sure. Ugh, geez. Yeah, 3 of Wands in reverse. You don't really see anything positive about being open and receptive to this zebra. You just look at the zebra like trouble. Trouble and distracting from all the things that you need to do right now. Like, that's how you're looking at the zebra. Any other messages or insights? Any messages or insights? My water signs. Overall, we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. High Priestess in reverse. Oh my. Star in reverse. Magician. Ooh, 4 of Cups. Okay, Lovers with the Queen of Cups underneath that. That 4 of Swords says a lot. There's a lot in that 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords indicates like isolation and separation, taking time out, taking recovery time. So, like I said, water signs, you've been very busy. You've clearly been super busy, okay? You don't got time for this. You don't got time to talk to the zebra, to deal with the zebra, to have this interchange with the zebra. Some of you, it's like you've actually been isolating from other people so you can handle everything that you need to handle. If this is, again, happening in the workplace, I feel like you've been actually been actively avoiding this zebra because you just don't have the time or the patience. But the zebra is reaching out. The zebra's like, can we talk? Can we sit at the table? Hear me out, etc., etc., etc. And they know you're not open to them right now. They know you're not open to them. Water signs, if you've been working this much, especially like at work and you have this whole zebra situation at work, please take a vacay. Okay? Please take a little vacay. Underneath that Four of Swords, we have High Priestess in reverse with the Star in reverse and Magician. That High Priestess in reverse and Star in reverse, that is like a lack of faith. That's like a disconnect with intuition, and then around Magician. I feel like when you get around this person or they try to like talk to you or deal with you, it's like they disturb your flow. That's how it feels to me. Like they throw off your magic. They throw you out of balance. Because Magician is like being in the groove. Magician is co-creating. Magician is being the alchemist, right? It's handling things. It's doing things as you need to with all the tools you have at your disposal, which I do think you're very capable of, Wolf. That's what you've been doing. But High Priestess in reverse and the Star in reverse, like that's just like disconnect, which is why you've been in this space with the Four of Swords. You've been trying to focus on you. You've been trying to focus on your work. Again, if this is happening in the workplace, you've been putting a lot of work into your process here. I feel like the zebra, like I said, throws you off, and I think that's also why you keep taking space. Like, how do I want to say this? Like if this was a friendship or like a relationship, like let's say this isn't happening in the workplace, you created space because you need to get yourself back on track. This is you trying to get yourself back on track. And the zebra is coming in and you're like, no, no, no. I am not open to this exchange. I need to focus. I need to focus. I need my space. I need my breathing room. I need to get on track. I need to stay on track. And that's exactly what you want to tell them. With love and grace and compassion, but with the vulture, Scorpio, death energy. To be like, look, listen, throat chakra. I need to get on track. I need to stay on track. I don't got time for this. Yeah. Underneath Magician, we have Four of Cups, Lovers, and the Queen of Cups. You have compassion. You do. You're coming out as the Deer and the Queen of Cups and the Empress and the High Priestess. Like you are very connected to your own capacity for empathy. But with the Four of Cups and the Lovers, that to me feels like, again, that like it's a kind of similar to the Four of Swords energy. Like I need to take time and space for my own balance. And the zebra, if you had a relationship with them, whether it was a friendship or romantic relationship, it's not that you don't care, but with the Four of Cups, it's taking something away from your life, dealing with them because they throw you off balance. Underneath the Queen of Cups, look, Two of Pentacles in reverse, out of balance. With Strength in reverse, out of balance. Eight of Wands in reverse, obstacles and challenges, lack of flow. It's a hard thing to do, but I think you can handle it. Okay, water signs. And if you're this person's boss, if this is like work situation, you just don't got the time. You don't got the time. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I'm too scared to finish the air sign portion. I don't know what my phone's going to do, but I also have something else coming up tonight that I need to take care of. So we're going to stop it there, and I'm going to pick this up again tomorrow. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, all this is like pasted together anyway. But I love you guys. Take care. Have a good night, and have a great week, okay? Take care. Hey, air signs. I'm just like, what is all over me? I didn't even notice till I hit record. Welcome to your part of your weekly. I'm recording this 2 days after I recorded everything else. Just kind of going with the flow of when I have time. Don't mind the crazy mess behind me. This is also me the last time I have this desk and chair, so I really wanted to get this in. But air signs. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they were showing me like being in a canoe, being on a river and just going, right? Just like flowing in a certain direction. And then I heard compass. Which way is your compass pointing you? Which way, yeah, which way is your compass pointing you? Some of you could have been at a crossroads point recently, but you've been very sick of that. If you've been stuck at the Two of Wands energy, but there's a really peaceful vibe to this feeling of like, I'm just gonna go this way, like finally just making a choice. I'm just gonna go this way. And it doesn't feel haphazard. It doesn't feel like you're arbitrarily picking a direction or making a decision. It's like there's a peacefulness with going with where your compass is pointing you. Okay, however you want to take that. That's just what was coming to me immediately for you guys. But let's go ahead and dive in. I did keep the cards from the collective reading too, because sometimes they correlate. They almost always correlate. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And I do have a cat here who's been very annoyed, as you can imagine. Sorry, hold on a second. Thank you. Okay. I'm also selling a bunch of stuff right now. Anyway, any messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There's a sigh of relief. Hold on, I gotta stop for a second. There's a sigh of relief that you're experiencing by just making this choice, making this decision. There could have been some like, I feel like you were honestly, I feel like you were holding yourself back. I feel like you were holding yourself back from making this choice or choosing this direction. Some of you could have just felt like maybe you weren't the right person for it. That's interesting. It kind of feels like filling a role, which has been a huge theme for the collective recently. And you just didn't feel like you were, like, was that really you? Like, right? Like, that's kind of how it's coming through. Like, even if you've strived for it, even if you've fantasized about being a certain person or doing a certain job or going to the next level of something, because some of you it feels a little bit like going to the next level, maybe even elevating a relationship or getting a promotion, or maybe going from like working for someone and working for yourself, right? Like you couldn't do it or something, like you didn't completely believe in yourself or in the version of you, like I don't know if I can really do that, right? But you can. And accepting that you can, or accepting that you're ready, or that it's time now, there's a sigh of relief almost. You're not really getting in your own way anymore. You're not afraid anymore. You're not afraid anymore. I like that. You should see how I'm like slumped over Clyde right now. Any messages or insights for my air signs for the upcoming week? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, they're bringing my attention to Venus. Venus is in Gemini, so it is in one of your signs. If you're not a Gemini, it's in a sister sign. Venus being in Gemini, I think I mentioned this during the weekly, but it was a couple days ago, so I don't totally remember. But I'm getting like the polarity. The polarity that comes with Gemini. I just keep getting pulled back to this, like, I can't do that, or I couldn't do that, or it's like, that's not really who I am, or that's not really me, but it is. But it is. I think that's why the polarity is coming in here. With Gemini, the beautiful gift of Gemini is being a chameleon. Right? That's the really cool thing about Geminis. They can adapt to almost everybody or any kind of environment or situation. It's an amazing gift to have, right? It's like, that's why they also represent polarity, because they can go from one end to the other. And I feel like whatever choice you're making, or whatever path you're choosing, or however you're choosing to elevate or grow or expand, like a job, a relationship, a part of you, a version of you, a part of your life, whatever it is, it's almost like you had to learn how to embody that part of the polarity. Like, like if we're talking about work, right, it's like maybe being like the artistic type, but then needing to be like the person who's really good at like logic and planning and programming, or the person who's really good at networking and HR or whatever it is, right? It's like being okay with accepting that you can be that, or you can do that, you are capable. You just needed to like tap into that chameleon, like Venus Gemini energy. You just needed to tap into the chameleon. Mars did retrograde in Gemini for like 6 months. Well, it was in Gemini for 6 months. It retrograded for a good chunk of that time. Or was in a pre-post shadow phase for a good chunk of that time as well. And that's also a big lesson that we took away from Mars retrograding in Gemini. That was from, the whole phase was from September to March. Is that right? I feel like that's right. That sounds right. Um, Teaching us how to be adaptable with how we assert ourselves, how we follow through with things, how we collaborate, how we shift and change as we're actually being active in the world, right, and making things happen. And I feel like air signs, this is just part of what of what you needed to embody this next step. It's, yeah, it's like it's a skill set or it's an aspect of yourself that you just didn't believe in before, but you do now. You do now. Any messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, not now you're just being a ham. He's got his legs all around his back legs all around my arm, and he's just like just being adorable. Anyway, sorry, distraction. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're showing me vines. They're showing me vines. That to me says connection. That speaks of growth, but it speaks of connection. Is this to people? Ooh, air signs. It's like, how do I speak to this? I feel like this vine that they're showing me, it's speaking to the growth of you. It's like speaking to these, not just tools you've picked up, but almost like characteristics. Maybe this is just for Gemini. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. Like each leaf is a life experience, right? It's a life experience that taught you something, that gifted you something, whether it is a skill set or it's added to who you are. I mean, that goes without saying for everybody. But I feel like, especially for my air signs who are resonating with this, it's about learning to embody these different characteristics, like very Gemini. But it's been needed. It's needed for whatever this direction you're moving into, choice that you're making, whatever river you're flowing with. Whichever way your compass is pointing you, they've all been necessary. And so it seems like some of you guys might even just be reflecting on that. Any messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra. Oh, why did I just get so sad? Why did I just get really sad? Oh, I just got like a 5 of Cups energy. This feels like a goodbye. Oh my God, it's making me emotional. This feels like a goodbye. Is this to a person, a job, a way of life? I mean, it could be any of those, but like, I feel like you are actively saying goodbye. As part of this progression, as part of this making this choice, getting out of this crossroads energy, getting out of this 2 of Wands energy. It's very 5 of Cups. Oh, interesting. We have Fire Ant. Fire Ant is coming out. Normally this is anger to me, but I don't feel anger. Like it's a pressure energy where something's been building. There has been like a tension and pressure that's been building as you've been at this like 2 of Wands crossroads. Like I don't think I can really live up to that role or that version of me or that job or that relationship or whatever it is, right? And so it's created pressure, it's created tension, and that's bursting, right? Because you're accepting it now. You're accepting that it is what it is and that you are capable and it is for you, or it can go to the next level, whatever it is. It's weird. It also feels like a confession. It's weird. It feels also like a very emotional release at the same time. like an acceptance and a yes and a moving forward, and the pressure of being stuck in that, like fighting it, right, is like it's being alleviated. But at the same time, I feel like there's a goodbye happening. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Ooh, there is Vulture, Death Magic. This is very scorpionic energy. The vulture comes in and eats away the things that are dead, dying, and decaying, and that don't need to exist anymore, and transmutes it, right? It's the garbage disposal of the ecosystem is what the vultures are. They're very cool creatures, I have to say. They get kind of a bad rap. But yeah, something, you are saying goodbye to something. You are. This tells me you are saying goodbye to something. Okay. It could be someone, like I said, or it could just be like a job or a place. But whatever's coinciding with what you're saying goodbye to or who you're saying goodbye to, it's also coinciding with this elevation, with where you're going and what you're moving towards. It has that feeling of like being at a train station almost. Like the trains are coming, you know the train's coming, and you're anticipating it, you're feeling it, and it's like, oh, can I really get on that train? Can I really get on that train and go in a different direction and leave this place behind, or leave this person behind, or this job behind, and get on that train and go wherever the hell it is that's taking me? Like, it's kind of got that feeling, and you're getting on the train. Anything else from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Ooh. Excuse me, Zebra. Zebra is owning all of who you are and your uniqueness and showing the world all of that. It's expression. I'm getting a big artist energy. Words, excuse me, Jesus. I'm getting a big artist energy and a strong Leo too. You could be getting into something very creative, or you could be getting a lot of attention or showcasing yourself, being seen. It does feel like stepping into the light a little bit. It does. It feels like that elevation that I was talking about, of almost like taking something public, or elevating something to the next level, and people are seeing that. They're seeing that. And again, this could be just you elevating yourself, or you're getting a promotion, or you're elevating a relationship. Whatever this change is, this choice is, now that you have decided on it, people can know about it, or people can see it, or people can witness it. It has a feeling of being witnessed. But I keep saying, to do that, you've also needed to say goodbye to something or someone. Like, it almost has that feeling too of like, you know, when you like go away to college, right? Some people, it's like they've been in a high school relationship and they're going to go to college, so they just break up and they move to a different state and go to college. It kind of has that feeling to it. Like, my life is taking me this way. I got to go now. Sad, but also exciting. And there's an elevation, personal elevation there. Like, it's a situation like that is like how it's coming through. Oh my gosh. I hate a little eye boogie. He's sleeping on the cards. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Overall, Sea Serpent, more of this expressive energy, sacral energy. This is about creation, sexual energy as well, play energy. But I just feel like it's really coming down to expression and being seen. I just dropped all the cards. Underneath that, I will say there's Camel, just kind of funky. Because Camel, the more I've been working with the Camel energy, it feels like survival. Like getting through the desert in 40 days and 40 nights with very little, right? It also speaks to sustainability and efficiency. It also speaks to that. But I feel like you're moving away from that energy. I feel like you're moving away from struggle, survival, getting by, doing what's needed, doing what's expected, mundane, routine. Like, it just, where life just feels like a running machine. You're going from that to really living, to really expressing, to really being seen. It definitely feels like an elevation of some kind. And again, that could be in the workplace. Like, maybe you're going from being a worker bee to being big boss man or manager. Or, you know, maybe you have just been a little stuck in your life, or things have just been a little lackluster and you're going through a change, whether it's like a new relationship, or you're moving, or you're deciding to pick up a new hobby where you can really be creative and expressive and be seen, so you can kind of get life back, right? So you can get a little taste of life back. But there's a lot of being witnessed. I can't get away from that feeling. There's a lot being witnessed here. And this push and pressure that you've had, that you've been experiencing or feeling, whether it's been emotional or you've been putting it on yourself, or you just feel everything shifting and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to, I have to make a choice. I have to start doing this, or I have to step up into this role, or I have to make this change. Whatever it is, where it's like you've been feeling that pressure, it's time. It's just time. And I feel like what's been holding you back is this belief that it was really for you, or this like belief that like I can't do that, or that's not really who I am. Like that's something that also keeps coming through, like that's not really who I am, that's not really who I am. But it is. But it is. And it's time to experience that now. Remember, we're also in a period of time collectively where we're all being asked to be a little uncomfortable. We're all being asked to move into situations, relationships, jobs, all kinds of things, all kinds of aspects of life that we never really would have tried before, or we never thought we you know, could do it or handle it. Like something that makes us very uncomfortable, because it's time for that. It's time for that. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. Hold on, let me just check that really quickly. Sorry guys, it's been busy. It's been busy. Can you send me a picture of them again? Sorry guys, hold on a second. Where are these? This is a full-time job right here, by the way. Selling stuff. Selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It's exhausting. Okay, there's that one. I know I have one of the cloth bins. I'm so sorry, guys. If I don't like stay on top of this, it gets to be, I fall behind on it and it just becomes too much. There's that, and that. Perfect. Okay, I'm all yours again. All right, using the little mini Rider-Waite. I am getting this feeling of like help and support. You could have been having like friends, or you know, or family, or a person who's been also just like around you while you're going through this like crossroads moment and moving into this state of acceptance. But I feel like most of you, it's a lot of divine support. It's a lot of non-physical support, like in times where maybe you've been like, you know, up late at night, or stressing, or crying, or just like having a rough day because you've been at this crossroads energy. They've been there. They've been there. They've been wrapping you in, I want to say, gentility, serenity, bliss, those, tranquility. Those are the words that are coming forward for that. Any messages or insights from the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I keep getting this weird confession. I think this has got to be for a small group of you. What is this? Hold on, I gotta stop. What is this confession thing? What is this? Holding back. That doesn't feel good. Well, you know, life isn't always fluffy and fairy tales and easy, right? Sometimes we gotta have hard conversations. Some of you, like, that's part of what's been holding you back, is literally like a person's been holding you back. And you've had a hard time not just coming to terms with it, but like telling them, right? Telling them and needing to do something about it, so you can really come out into the light and be all of who you are, and like be very authentic in the expression of you, with where you're going. That's not going to be an easy conversation, but you know who you are. Whoever needs to have that conversation, you know who they are, because they literally dim your light. They dim your light. Some of you, it's also expressing gratitude for those that have supported you. through this crossroads moment in your life. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whoa, whoa, okay. Okay, so first of all, Five of Wands landing on Zebra. This is that tension. This is like, Five of Wands can be conflict and like needing to deal with other people and competition, but if it is competition, you're standing out as the zebra. But that's kind of what I mean. It's like, this feels like spotlight. Like you are being witnessed, you're being seen. It might trigger people, and I do feel like, again, like you're really standing out. So if you have been in a competitive, oh, Jesus, sorry. So if you have been in a competitive space, you're coming out on top. Okay, it's very clear who you are. It's very clear what you're bringing to the table. It's clear, it's clear, it's clear. But I feel like this is mostly alluding to the direction that your personal compass is trying to take you, that your personal canoe is trying to take you, and you've been fighting it. You've been fighting it, telling yourself, that's not really who I am. Or I can't really do that. Or that's going to be way too uncomfortable for me to really go there. Like almost fighting yourself, but it's time to overcome that and just be the zebra, okay? Now, we also have the Two of Swords in reverse coming out here. This feels like coming out of that crossroads energy, right? It's the same, it's very similar. The Two of Air speaks of like the mental energy behind being at a crossroads, while the Two of Wands speaks to like the physical restriction of being at a crossroads. Like I can't move here, I can't move there, I can't make this choice. But you see and you're moving into acceptance, like I said before. Now, oh, saying goodbye. Three of Pentacles in reverse with the Empress and the Ten of Cups. Empress and Ten of Cups, that's a really awesome, yummy, delicious energy. That is being really happy with your life, feeling like life is very fertile, feeling like you're in this flow, this co-creative energy. You can be really happy with certain people in your life, or even like a family situation. Like Empress, Ten of Cups, that's like matriarch, kind of a family sort of a situation. But the Three of Pentacles in reverse being there, I feel like this is what needs to be, like, I feel like this is the hard part of what you're saying goodbye to. Like, you could be saying goodbye to an Empress. You could be saying goodbye to a way of life that felt really good. And that could be hard, right? Because it's like, why would I need to say goodbye to something that felt so good or was really good to me? Because change is part of life. It's part of life. We're constantly growing, which means we kind of need constant change. We can't stay in the same place like forever, eternally, right? We can't stay in the same like dwelling, relationships, mindset. We can't repeat the same day over and over and over. And it's funny because I was kind of getting a little routine with you earlier, like life's been a consistent machine, maybe a little too much. Right? It's time for change. The Three of Pentacles in reverse implies that something hasn't been working out so well. Like plans haven't really been up and running. It's been hard to build. It's been hard to build. It's been hard to have growth with where you've been at. But that's because you've been at this crossroads where it's like, because you need to go in a new direction. You need to elevate. Yeah, you need to elevate. Some of you, it's actually been this fear of commitment, fear of being an Empress. So again, take it as it resonates because it's coming through in all different ways here, but it's circulating around this concept of Empress and Ten of Cups. You've either been here for a very long time and it's time for change, it's time for something new, or you're being asked to move into the Empress Ten of Cups energy, like commitment or marriage, children, even just being like head of your own life in a different way, in an elevated way. And you're like, ooh, I don't know if that's who I am. I don't know if I actually want that. Confession time. Confession time that you've been struggling with these feelings. Even if it's between you and you, or you and spirit, you and God, or it's actually between you and other people. And if it's between you and other people, it's people who are supportive of you. Okay? And if people have been holding you back from being the Empress, it's time to cut some cords, so to speak. All right. Moving on. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Oh, not my favorite card. Oh my. The Sun, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Swords. This is also part of that clarity, and I feel like it relates to the Five of Wands. This is a feeling of struggle, of being triggered, of feeling stressed out, feeling this like this pressure, this discomfort at the notion of becoming a zebra, at the notion of elevating. um, Knight of Wands in reverse with the Five of Swords. This could actually represent somebody who is restless, impulsive, angry, wanting to run away, or even cause a fight. And for those of you where you've been held back by somebody, this is that person, and you have the clarity now that that's who they are, and you need to get the hell away from them because they're holding you back. Others of you are realizing this is you, and you've been fighting yourself. You've been getting in your own way, and again telling yourself like that you can't, or it's not who you are. It's just negative self-talk. But this is part of that Five of Wands energy that you have to fight, that you have to overcome to get to this zebra energy. You know, overall we have the Four of Cups, and then there's that Five, the saying goodbye. 4 and the 5, there's an Ace of Cups there, which speaks to the heart for me. You know, it speaks to the fact that this is going to impact you emotionally, and it has impacted you emotionally, and I was feeling that sadness. But the 4 with the 5, it's like you've also been kind of avoiding it. But you can't avoid it anymore. You can't. You've been kind of slowly pushed in this direction to like follow your compass, follow your canoe, elevate, 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 embrace the discomfort, embrace the change. Because someone's either holding you back or you're holding yourself back. And it's just time. It's time. It's time to say goodbye to someone. It's time to say goodbye to a way of life. It's time to say goodbye to a version of yourself. And it's sad. I get it. It's sad. But it's also exciting. It's also exciting. And you're just like, I kind of want to avoid this right now. I don't really want to deal with this right now, but you have to. It's time. It's time to deal with it. Okay? Now, where you're moving into, like I said, it's really circulating around the zebra. A lot of attention. It really feels like a lot of attention or eyes on you, or people looking to you or witnessing you in your elevation, in your process, in your path, and where you're going. All right, so again, take that as it resonates. Maybe you're becoming a parent. Maybe you're becoming a spouse. Maybe you're becoming a business owner. Maybe you're moving away from any of those things, right? But you're going to be witnessed in whatever it is that you're about to do, or whatever direction you're choosing. And I keep feeling confessions are happening too. Confessions of gratitude, confessions of you're holding me back, I got to go, you got to go. Confessions between you and you of it's time for me to do this now. Interesting. All right, air signs. I gotta go, but I hope that you guys found this insightful and helpful, and I hope to see you guys very soon. As you guys know, I'm in crunch mode for my move situation, so I'm gonna be in different places, different environments, and I'm gonna do videos as I can, as it feels right, as it is in my flow and alignment. But yeah, so just know that that's gonna be going on. Okay? All right, I love you guys. Take care.